This recording is going to be about getting in and taking notes, doing your lessons, doing your homework, and then checking that homework with answer keys. So you'll see that I've already scrolled down and I'm taking a look at these units here. So I'm going to open up a random unit and take a look at it. This one is common factors of polynomials. I'm going to scroll down a bit and notice that there's something called lesson resources here. There's a lot of stuff inside the lesson resources. There's some transcripts and some images and a few other various things you can take a look at. But the two that are probably most useful to you are the student guide and the solution sets. I'm going to go ahead and open up that student guide right away. Notice how it opened up in a new tab. So this new tab has all sorts of stuff in it. First off, it gives you an approximate time. This is about how long it would take to do the notes. You can see it has some of those transcripts in it. Gives you some keywords. Lets you know what activities you're going to be doing. Gives you some instructions, some more activities, and you'll notice that there's a lot of blank spaces on here. That's because you can actually print this out and just use this as your notes. So if you want to print this out, take a 3-hole punch to it and put it into a 3-ring binder, this is a great way to go about taking notes. As long as you can answer all these questions, do these activities, you should be in good shape. So let's take a little bit of a look at this lesson and see what it is that you should be doing. Here it tells us that our objectives are to find the greatest common monomial factor and use that greatest common monomial factor to factor a polynomial. Here there's a materials list, and you'll notice that it's a lot of the same stuff that's out of this lesson resources area. And again, they give you the student guide and the solution set. So they're trying really hard to make sure that you don't accidentally miss these. Here we have Xparks, which is a game. This game will help make sure that you have the required skills to understand what's going on in the lesson. So go ahead, get in here, play the game. It'll tell you which section to go into to play. And after you've done that, move on. And the notes cover a lot of things a lot of different ways. So here, there's going to be a verbal explanation, and I don't think you're going to be able to hear it through my speakers, but I'll hit play anyways. And here, I can hear through my headset that I'm getting a verbal explanation of what's going on. I'm going to pause that. And if you look down here, that's one of 3. There's actually 3 of these. So I'm not expecting you guys to actually learn this right now, so I'm going to skip through it. But you hit play, you listen to the explanation, you take notes, and there's a transcript here to help you. So if you prefer to read the explanation rather than listen to it, that is available. But most people just like listening to it and then taking notes based on what's here. On the next screen, it says if a GCF is a monomial, it can be called the greatest common monomial factor. So if you click on that, it actually gives you a definition of that. Gives you some steps, and then a problem that you can try to do. So you would attempt to answer this question, and after you have an answer, check to see if you're right. Then use this to try to answer the next question. and see if you're right. Use this to try to answer the next question and see if you're right. Another setup is going to be a fill in the blank or a multiple choice. I'm going to see what happens here when I get a multiple choice question wrong. So I'm going to fill this in incorrectly and check my work. And again, we're getting a verbal explanation of what's going on here. So I don't think you can hear this through my headset, but just offered some advice to figure out what's going on. I'm going to get it wrong again. We're going to check our work. So after getting this wrong a second time, we're actually given the correct answer. And we enter the correct answer, check our work, and it allows us to move on. And we can do this again, and you can see here that there are 4 examples. So as long as you're going through and doing everything here and taking notes, those are 4 examples to try to work through and see what you're getting. And you would do that for all these pages. Attempt the problems. If you get them wrong, try again. And see if you can fix your mistakes. But we're not trying to actually learn common factors here. So I'm going to jump ahead to the second to last page. Why the second to last page? Because that's where our homework is. So it's telling us to go ahead and read pages 407 to 409, and then complete problems 1 through 17 on page 409. Before I open up that book, I want to make sure that I have my solutions opened in another tab. So I'm going to go to the Materials section here and open up the answer key. Now that the answer key is open, I'm going to take a look back here, see that I need to go to page 407, and I'm going to open up the textbook. So I scroll back up, and underneath Course Home, there's a book here. It's a reference guide and problem sets. This is the name of our textbook. So I'm going to click on that textbook. And we're not quite there yet.